Get the comfy chair!
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Odd. Your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Wow, comfy chair. We decided we're going to do a comfy chair. I looked it up, didn't realise it had been so long since we last did one. The last one we did was the comfy chair of the decade, which was January, so 4 months ago.
Yeah,
and before
to
that,
be fair, things have happened.
Yeah, stuff's happened. That's very true. That's very true. So we do intend to do comfy chairs much more regularly. In fact, it's kind of become our default fixture. Kinda. Obviously, we won't do them that frequently. Maybe once a month or so, or maybe a little more frequent than that. But we'll be doing. They'll be our default setting, I think. From now on, unless we've got something specific to talk about. Exceptions might be our stuff like our James Bond series and our Hammer series and any other series we want to continue, such as Kaiju. You know, we always add to that now and again, and things like that. Anyway, comfy chair. So the format we're going to do is we're going to talk about 1 odd, 1 bad, and 5 good. And it can be movies, could be TV shows, could be other stuff, right? It could be video games, could be board games, it could be all sorts, it could be books, it could be comic books. We'll see, right? Okay, so let's kick it off. You go first, Sam. What's your odd choice?
My odd choice. Now, it was recently May the 4th, so Star Wars Day, and that kind of brought me back to an old idea me and my friends were thinking of. It's like, we've all got Lego Star Wars, and we've all played Lego Star Wars in some form on some console in the past, and we reckoned, one of my friends reckoned he could beat it in 24, like in a 24-hour span. He could 100% that game. Now, I've not been sticking rigorously to that, but I have been sort of like loosely playing quite a few Lego games, really. So my sort of thing started with Lego Star Wars: The Complete Collection, and I really enjoyed myself. Like,
Did you do 100%? Can I ask?
I've not 100%ed it yet. I'm at 20 hours played, and I've got 67%.
You're not going to do it in 4 hours, are you?
But the thing is, now I've got all the levels unlocked for free play, so I can like completely bomb through them and get all the extras.
Okay.
So
you might
once you're in free play, you can rotate what character you are, so you can get any of the abilities.
Okay, I don't know the game that well. I've played it casually, but I don't know. Do certain characters are better at some things than others?
So some characters jump higher. Some characters use the Force. Some characters can specifically use the dark side of the Force.
Okay, so you can maybe do it. It's going to be close, though, right?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close.
You'll have to tell us how you do.
But I've also been doing a little bit of Lego The Force Awakens, which has actually been really good.
That's a game, is it?
Yeah. I don't know when they started doing voice acting for Lego games, but I knew they did it for some of the more recent ones, but I didn't realize they'd done it for this. So they have got, like, Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, John Boyega. They even got Harrison Ford and like Carrie Fisher to voice it. This was back before she passed away.
So Harrison Ford must have just sounded fed up, because he always does whenever he does anything like that.
Whenever he just does Star Wars, let's be honest. Well, he sounded in character.
Okay.
I'll give him that. And there's a lot of dumb stuff that they do in that. Like, there's bits where, like, there's a whole weird running joke of characters eating ice cream during important scenes. Like, they'll just have ice cream, or there'll be, like, a distraction where you have to get ice cream for someone. Like, you're sneaking around, what was the base called? Yeah,
Cloud
the giant
City?
moon base. No, the base at the end of Force Awakens. and you need to get someone ice cream to distract
no
you. It's
idea
like
what that's
it's a
called.
very odd game series.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So Lego Star Wars video games is your jam lately.
Well, it's just Lego games because I gave a swing at the Indiana Jones ones and the Harry Potter ones and the both franchises of superheroes ones. They've got
Wait a minute,
Marvel and DC.
You've been really going for
It's been like about an hour on each of the others, but mostly it's been Lego Star Wars. So
okay, but so Harry Potter, DC, the Marvel, the indie, blimey.
yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. My odd, that's your odd selection. My odd is a film called in the Halloween series, which is the only one that doesn't have Michael Myers. And you always have a joke in your head that when's Michael Myers turning up? Which is Halloween 3, which is called Season of the Witch, I think, as a tagline. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, we've watched them all.
Oh, we've watched. Of course we did. Of course we did. Anyway, I rewatched that. So Tom Atkins is there, hitting on chicks who are way too young for him. But that's what Tom Atkins does. And it involves, Stonehenge, some sort of Celtic ritual magic thing. There's power in the Stonehenge, like literal power in Stonehenge chips. And these masks they're selling to kids that will basically convert all the kids' heads into bags of snakes. On Halloween, and it's got this catchy, 3 more days to Halloween. Yep, it's that. And there's all sorts of goofy shenanigans. A script by not John Carpenter, but he was produced it, I think. A script by Nigel Neal, ideas from Nigel Neal, the creator of Quatermass, who often does these interesting, weird things where science meets mysticism meets aliens. And this hasn't got aliens, but it's kind of mysticism and science and belief systems, cool, run amok. It's alright. It was odd. It's an odd film. He obviously kind of done that well because they immediately brought Michael Myers back for the next one. John Carpenter's plan was each Halloween film was going to be its own film. The idea was it was a franchise, but connected only by the fact they were set at Halloween, so each film was supposed to be different. But because his first film did so well, they made Halloween 2 with Michael Myers, which kind of made it a franchise. And then they tried to diverge with 3, and everyone was like, "Where's Michael Myers? What's going on? I don't understand this film." And it was an odd film as well. And then they immediately brought Michael Myers back. So it was all right. I actually did a watch party for the United Nations of Horror podcast, Facebook group, and it was kind of fun. Not many people joined in the end, but it was still kind of fun to sort of spot the bits where the girl's obviously fallen for Tom Atkins and things like that. So it's kind of fun. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. There's like robots as well and all sorts, So yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. I liked it though. It was fun. So Your next one is your bad choice for the.
Yeah. Now with Disney Plus coming around, a lot of old Disney movies have made their way. I say old. My bad film is from the 90s.
Okay.
Me and my friends kind of get a kick on watching really bad films.
Okay.
And so we were scanning through Disney Plus, and we found my friend Rob actually spotted a film just titled Brink. I was like, what the hell is that?
Sounds like a video game.
Yeah. But the like icon for it is a skater, and we're like, oh man, this is not gonna be good. And then we clicked on it, it said 1998 sports drama coming of age. And we're like, oh god. And then the description is something along the lines of, I pulled it up here. Andy Brinker is the best inline skater at the beach.
Brinker, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's this really bad sports drama filled with 90s slang of these. It's just so awful. It's these two rollerblading gangs like racing each other, and eventually Brink becomes like the best skater in the country.
Okay.
It's just so awful. Like it literally reached a point where the plot was so cliche that we skipped ahead about half hour because we could guess where it was going, and then we rolled back just to see if we were right. And guess what? We were right.
Yep. It just kept going and going and going.
It was literally to the note. It's like, oh, okay, Brink is having trouble. He has to work for the villain for a bit, but then his friends discover and call him like a real douchebag or some 90s jargon. And then he works his way back for his friends, and then he like wins the skating tournament at the end. It was so contrived, it's so awful, but it was hilarious to watch.
You enjoyed it, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Brink, and it's on Disney Plus. Well,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be talking a bit more about Disney Plus actually later on, but we have been watching a fair bit on Disney Plus, haven't we? Obviously, our Rebels podcast, they're all Disney Plus, yeah. Okay, that's Brink then. My one, which is bad, but now I say bad, I still like this film. I could have called it odd, I'm not sure. But anyway, Wicker Man, Nicolas Cage's version of Wicker Man. You guys might, if you like bad movies, I presume you've seen this with your mates.
Oh, we've not watched it yet.
Oh, you got a treat. The more times I watch it, the better I like it. The first time I watched it, I still kind of enjoyed it, but it was kind of, this is really wrecking what is a classic film. But you know what? Classic films don't get wrecked by bad remakes. They remain classic films, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, so Nicolas Cage goes to some isle, and there's these ladies keeping bees, and now we all know the bee meme, right? In context, it's fine. It's actually fine. It makes sense. You'd go nuts.
Yeah, if someone was pouring bees over your head, yes, you would be panicking.
But there's other stuff in this film that is really weird in context. For example, he stops a woman riding a bike, he knows her. He stops her at gunpoint and like threatens her with his gun to get off the bike. And it's like, what is going on? And he has these weird dreams and flashbacks, and it's Nick Cage. But it's Nick Cage, right? So you can't hate it. It's still kind of fun. I think I watched...
Is that the one where he keeps like imagining a truck?
Yes, like a burning truck.
Yeah, he's just like
He's trying to
dreaming
rescue
a truck keeps going past.
Yeah, so. It's not. I mean, he's on a bender. I think it was kind of, he was self-isolating before the rest of us in this film at one point because he had a traumatic experience. He's a cop, right? So, and he goes to this island, throws his badge around, even though he's got absolutely no jurisdiction there or anything like that. And it's and one bit made me laugh where he goes in the schoolroom and there's all these young girls with the teacher who's a woman. And they're learning about the magic of phalluses. That did make me laugh. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
He's kind of disgusted. It's a fun film. It has not a patch on the original, but it's kind of a weird. It's like the original was a film where everything went right. Do you know what I mean? Every element was right, even no matter how odd it is. And it is an odd film, the original. Whereas this, like, everything kind of went wrong, but Nick Cage makes it okay.
Yeah, it's possibly Nick Cage at maximum Cage.
I don't think it's maximum. I think he's about 8 on the Cage scale.
Yeah.
There are crazier films. For example, more recently, Mum and Dad, or... there's plenty. What am I trying to quote?
He cages hard, like, a lot of the time.
Cage is Cage, and Cage, he must be in our Good, Bad and Odd Hall of Fame. I've just checked.
Yeah.
He must be. He must be.
The thing I always remember from this film is Cage dressed as a bear, completely clocking someone in the head.
Oh, yeah, Nicolas Cage is our number one in our Hall of Fame.
That sounds about right.
All of Good, Bad and Odd. Nicolas Cage is in fact, why don't we pimp it what we're talking about? Nicolas Cage is our number one. We've got a whole of Good, Bad and Odd. Flash Gordon is our top Good, Bad and Odd movie, but June is quite close behind it. And we've got a couple of recent entries into that. TV show, we've got Doctor Who. And games, we've got Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea. But other actors we've put in our Good, Bad and Odd Hall of Fame. And it's a small list. It's William Shatner, Adam West, Sylvester McCoy as Doctor Who. Though we stress in our notes, he's not the bad bit of the bad
Yeah.
in the good, the bad, and the odd. There, it's the rest of it. He's good and odd, but and Lars Henriksen. I think we should have Tom Baker in there. Right? Oh no, he's never bad. Forget that. That doesn't work. And Lars Henriksen, we've got in there for some reason. I can't remember.
Well, he's in like everything, so I think by default
he was.
he's
He's
been in good, bad, and odd.
he
was in the Mario film, so
that's true. He was the slime, right?
yeah, he was the fungus. So,
Okay, anyway, we've got those in, but
There's
there's quite a long list of films in there. If anyone wants to go and look on in our website, and there's a link at the top, a Hall of Good, Bad, and we've also got a Hall of Fame, just genuine outright good as well. Anyway, sorry, I kind of got diverted. So Wicker Man is my bad. Okay, we're starting to good now. So what's your good? First good.
My first good is the Mickey Mouse series that we've been watching.
Oh, I was
say
going to
you've
have
been
that on my
watching,
list,
we've
but I
finished.
dropped it actually. Yeah,
Okay,
really.
I'll just give you an opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah, go on then. Tell everyone how you got to it, so they know.
I first got to it after one of my friends sent me a video of it on YouTube because they're short enough to be a YouTube video, and that's how they were presented for the longest time.
Okay.
They did have, I think they had like TV releases, but they are all on YouTube. And then I later heard about it again because 2 days after like a Minnie Mouse focused episode, the voice actress of Minnie Mouse died.
Yeah.
So, and then I watched that, and it was a really like quite sweet thing about Minnie singing about how much she loves Mickey and how much of a nice guy he is, while he's trying to like protect her as their boat drifts through like piranha swamps and like over waterfalls, and he's like trying to like get them out of trouble, and she's just really nice and sweet towards it. They're both nice and sweet towards each other, but then you see some of the weirdest stuff, and it's just very obvious this is heavily inspired by like the likes of Ren and Stimpy as well.
A touch of Animaniacs.
Yeah.
And it's got its darker elements too.
It's
right?
manically feral is the best way I can describe it.
I watched them all with you. There's 4 seasons on Disney Plus, isn't there?
Yeah. But
I mean,
they haven't
short.
got all the episodes.
Oh,
that Minnie Mouse episode I mentioned, they haven't got that for some reason.
Okay,
but
I remember seeing one where they're in a riverboat though. Oh, it's a different one though.
Yeah,
there's
one, but the whole one is a song of like Mickey and Minnie. They start in Venice, and they sort of end up all over the world.
Okay.
Like they keep getting pinged in different directions while Minnie's singing this song about how much she loves Mickey. But yeah, it's a really good format, mainly because Disney owns everything, so that they can allude to everything.
Oh, there's references to all sorts of Disney films throughout the series.
So no joke, one of the episodes is almost in its entirety them singing the Wishing Well song from Snow White.
Yeah, and they do a similar thing for Mary Poppins too, right? Don't they?
Yeah, they end up on a boat trip with the penguins.
Yeah.
There's also a bit where Mickey crashes through Disneyland Paris and Cinderella's there.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of thing that goes on. Like,
it's really enjoyable. I would certainly if you got Disney Plus, try Mickey Mouse shorts. It's not
you don't even need Mickey Mouse because it's all on YouTube anyway.
Oh, okay. It's on Disney Plus though. It is in a nice, comfy, wrapped up form in Disney Plus, and they're really fun. There's great for adults as well as kids. And it's got its design. Can I just tell you the bit that made me laugh in the whole lot? And there was lots of laughs. There was one bit where Mickey Mouse just gets wrecked by something, and he's kind of lying there completely wrecked on the floor. Someone goes up to, I think Goofy comes up to him and says, "Are you okay, Mickey?" And he goes, "Is that you, Walt?"
Yeah.
That just cracked me up. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Okay. See, my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
I want to talk about a board game that you and I have been playing with other people, and it's a board game called Men at Work. Go have a look, Google it on YouTube or whatever, and have a look. Essentially, it's like it's a dexterity game, right? It's you have these little wooden men, meeples, and you have these little wooden blocks, and you're building a building site, and you're basically balancing things on other things. And if you drop, you lose a life, and you get 3 lives, and it's the last person standing kind of thing. There's a bit more to it than that, but essentially, it's little cards which say things like, I don't know, balance a girder of a red girder, balance this girder on another girder. And there's different coloured girders, and so you've got to follow the instructions. There's a bit of Twister.
You end up with a just horrendous mass of beams and people balancing beams on each other.
And all very delicately balanced. So every time you put one thing on, there's a good chance you're going to knock something off.
Yeah.
It's for
this
the
guy has an annoying habit of, like, making everything this weird, like...
angle.
have one linchpin that's already fragilely put in there.
Yeah, I am a troll. I tried to make
You're either like out in the first 3. You have 3 like lives, as it were. You have safety badges, and if you knock something off, you lose a safety badge. You'll either lose them in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I do.
Or you win.
Yep, that's it. There's no middle ground for me, because I make it so hard for everyone else that kind of it's just awkward. But it's a good fun game. I really recommend it. Have a look on Amazon or somewhere, and YouTube to see the gameplay. It's a really simple premise, and it works really well. We pretty much play it whenever we do any board gaming, don't we? At the minute, because it's one of those we've just come to, and everyone kind of seems to like it, so it's really cool. This is basically, just so everyone knows, we just play with our family. We're not doing like, we are social isolated and all that.
Yeah, we are isolated.
Because we are responsible human
We were
beings.
technically isolating before we were supposed to.
Yeah, well, I had it. Well, I think I had it, and you were in the same house as me, so you had to isolate. Then you got ill, but it wasn't quite the same symptoms, was it? So we don't know if we've had it or not. I think I have, because I still get dry coughs every now and again, and it was all the classics, the symptoms of the disease, whereas yours was more like a head cold kind of symptoms.
Yeah.
So we don't know for sure. But Sam was in close proximity to me while I had it, if I did have it. Until we're not tested in this country unless you're in hospital or a care worker or something. So I don't know if I had it. I think I did. Anyway. So I've been on lockdown since March the 13th now, so nearly 2 months. Yeah. Anyway. We are responsible. That's all I want to say. Right, back to you, Sam. What you got?
Okay, so my next one is a Disney Plus series again. It's one of Disney's older. I say older. Disney's going for nearly 100 years. This is only like the 90s. It's a show that they made in response to the Batman animated series.
Okay.
Called Gargoyles, and it follows a group of gargoyles, mythical creatures from the Scottish Middle Ages. Yeah. Who were betrayed by this castle that they fought to defend. They have to sleep during the day as statues, and once the sun sets, they erupt out of the statues and start fighting to defend the castle.
Oh, so they fight. Who do they fight?
It starts off they fight I think they're supposed to be Viking invaders, but they're after the some queen of the land sort of thing, but no one in the castle appreciates the gargoyles' efforts. They all hate them because of fantasy racism.
Okay.
Now, and the gargoyles get betrayed, and during the betrayal, they get a curse pot. Most of them get smashed, but 6 survive, and they get a curse pot on them that says that they'll sleep until the castle is above the clouds. 2,000 years later, not 2,000, 600 years later, some billionaire with too much money decides to rebuild the castle on top of his skyscraper, which is above the clouds. And so the show becomes not really a monster of the week because it has a bit more story to it than that, but it becomes a very kind of formulaic thing of the gargoyles experience something new. Someone hires a mercenary group to attack them, and they have a sort of point of reference to their fish out of water story. A human policewoman. She's a detective, and it's a really good show because it's got really good music, really dramatic, and Keith David is the main character.
Oh, nice voice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
And
good voice.
there's so many like really hammy lines. Like he there's a bit where at the end of like the introductory storyline, he's trying to like attack the traitor, and the traitor trips backwards and falls off a cliff with the like leader of these Vikings, and he's just stood at the top of this Goliath, which is Keith David's character, is stood at the top of the cliff seething, and he just like stands up and roars into the skies like, I've been denied everything, even my revenge. Oh, and Keith David can shout, let me tell you that.
Yeah. Good. I like Keith
Yeah,
David
it's a really good show.
Oh, cool. Okay, what is it?
Oh,
good
and
animation?
also it's got like half the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation
how
as
about
part of it. Like Jonathan Frakes is the absent-minded billionaire. Mariana, is it Curtis?
Curtis.
She's another gargoyle. She's Goliath's former mate, who's now a villain. Data shows up as Puck, as in Shakespeare's Puck. Macbeth also shows up.
It says here, I'm looking at on Wikipedia about it. It says there's a video game adaptation and a comic series.
Yeah, I know about the comic. That's like it's supposed to be a continuation. But yeah, so far it's really good. And like I say, the episode I'm on, it's only like episode 11 or something out of like 3 seasons of American TV. So it's going to be a lot.
Kate Mulgrew, who was Janeway in Voyager, is also does voice work in it. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
cool.
there's like loads of Star Trek.
Cool. You're enjoying that, and that's on Disney Plus as well, right?
It's really fun. I highly recommend you watch it.
Nice. All right, my next one is these are a couple of Star Wars things. I'm just talking about Star Wars. You and I watched the final season of Clone Wars, which I'm not going to spoil because a lot of people would have gotten to it. I think it's got some great Star Wars in this final season, actually. What do you think?
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good. We were thinking of doing a whole show on it, but we've done enough Star Wars dedicated shows lately. So, but man, it's basically 12 episodes, and it's 3 stories, 4 episodes each. So 1 to 4 is one story. 5 to 8 is another story. 9 to 12 is the last story. The middle one is weak. Weak. Still kind of cool, but it's weak. The first and the last stories are amazing, especially the last story. Really good. So good. It's ridiculous. So I strong recommend for Clone Wars final season. If you've not watched any Clone Wars, or if you dipped your toes and didn't like it because it was a bit kiddie, yes, the early seasons are very kiddie, but it gets better and better with each season. There's some great stuff in season 3, for example. In fact, there's a couple of decent episodes in 1 and 2 as well. It's a bit like Star Trek Next Gen format, really terrible episodes in seasons 1 and 2 with the odd really good one. But building, whereas Clone Wars just builds and builds and builds. I really like Anakin I'm not talking about this season, but throughout Clone Wars, Anakin's a really strong character, as is Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka too. Ahsoka's a really good character. I really like Ahsoka. I kind of like
how it makes, like Clone Wars, because it's canon, it makes a lot of the film stuff. I like Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I'd
argue that it actually has a really strong script. It's not.
It's the best of the prequels, I'd say. By far.
No, I'd to be honest, I'd put it above Jedi. So,
no, I wouldn't. No, definitely not.
Yeah, but anyway, it really pushes across that Anakin is not like just some whiny teen that that's flip sides.
He's the character he should have been in the films, right?
Yeah. It comes across less as just some guy sort of lashing out to be evil, and more the guy who's always been willing to be the bad cop in any given situation, and willing to just straight up shank dudes. With his laser sword.
He's nuts in this. He's a total warrior. And Obi-Wan's pretty good too, he's a warrior too, but he's a way more thoughtful warrior where Anakin kind of gets stuck in. The whole Clone Wars stuff is really good,
Yeah.
I'd say. And I really
You
like the
wanted some way to-
Tartovsky animated stuff.
Tartakovsky.
And I always held that way above the CGI Clone Wars series, but you know what? With this final season, they're on a par. If not better, the final season of Clone Wars might be better. The only really weak bit of Clone Wars for me is the CGI Clone Wars is the CGI movie. I thought that was really bad. Actually, there were some nice moments. But basically, when Anakin or Ahsoka, when the Jedi's weren't on the screen, it was awful.
Yeah.
However, I don't want to dwell on the bad. The TV series was really good. Also, quick mention: we watched both Ewok movies, didn't we? We watched Caravan of Courage, Battle for Endor. Caravan of Courage was weak as hell, not good. It took forever to get started, and it was kind of goofy. I quite like Battle for Endor.
It had the same problem as the holiday special, in that 90% of the characters don't talk English and are untranslated.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the Ewoks going, "Huda, da, 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 da."
There's a load of that. But they kind of overcome that problem in the second one. The second one's much more of an actiony film.
It's set after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So
it's fun.
The Ewoks have encountered humans. And by the second film, Wicket has learned to talk English,
which helps an awful lot.
Yeah. He's still kind of caveman speaking, but yeah, he does understand and can communicate.
And Battle for Endor is actually a coherent film. It's got a narrative and a story, whereas Caravan of Courage just pisses about all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. But Clone Wars is the big recommend there. Anyway, your next one, mate.
My number 3 is Devil May Cry 5. This is the newest incarnation of the Devil May Cry series, which is a spectacle fighter. So you're supposed to fight and kill people in the most aesthetically pleasing ways, and with the craziest weapons possibly put to video games.
You know what? I thought I played 5 about 5 years ago, but it must have been a different version. So this is the most recent one.
Yeah, considering 5 only came out last year.
It must have been Devil May Cry 3 or 2 or something.
Yeah.
Which was always aesthetically pleasing as a series, isn't it? Very acrobatic.
Yeah, 5 kind of ups the ante in that a lot of things get upgraded and a lot of the weapons are far more mental than they have ever been before. So for reference, some of the old weapons were a guitar that shoots electricity, a nunchuck with 3 heads that could be used to summon ice tornadoes, that sort of thing.
Wow.
This newest iteration has a motorcycle that splits into 2 buzzsaws that Dante just sort of swings about and vaguely hopes that he kills something with.
Right.
And the protagonist from number 4, Nero, is back as well.
Okay.
And he gets a new ability in the Devil Breakers, which are prosthetic arms with their own little superpowers. So he can send air blasts, electrocute people, all of them different, and it's kind of a cool mechanic.
It sounds like my kind of game, actually. I do play video games.
It's a really fun, really quite replayable game because the story is so bonkers that you can just sort of, once you play through it once, it's oh man, that was mental. Let's do it again, sort of thing. So you end up playing it through a few times.
Yeah, if you really dig a game, you just restart and play again, right?
Yeah.
And especially better if it's one of those games where you pick a certain character early and they've got their special abilities, and then if you replay the game, it's a different game. Some games are like that, which adds a lot to the replayability, doesn't it? But if it's just good, it's good. I mean, I've played the Mad Max game about 4 times all the way through now, for example. And Arkham Asylum, I don't know, I've lost count, really.
Yeah.
Even though it's getting old now.
I've been playing a bit of that franchise, but that didn't make my top 5. So.
No, okay. My one is a movie that we both watched. We watched together. South Park, the movie. Was it bigger, longer, and uncut?
Yeah.
This movie still feels fresh. It's 21 years old, and it still feels fresh. I think it might be helped by the fact that you and I have been working our way through South Park, aren't we? We're up to season 4 now. But a lot of them we've already seen, but we're working through South Park. And what is it, 23 seasons now? Something like that. Probably more. Anyway, we rewatched South Park, the movie. Still really funny. Those guys have got talent overload or something.
Yeah.
Unbelievably funny. It's funny. It's
weirdly
clever.
still topical.
It's weirdly still topical. They're blaming Canada for everything.
It's got a through line of why are bad words so bad when you show gore on TV, and they're like, that's not the argument that's being had here. We're arguing about bad words. It's like, but they're okay in comparison to the gore.
Yeah.
And they're like, but that's not what we're arguing.
It's still got a point, hasn't it? It's still got a point. Great film. If you've never seen it, treat yourself and watch it. You gotta be able to tolerate a lot of swearing though. So, it's South Park,
because part of the premise of the film is the boys discover swearing.
Yes.
So,
which is why it was so funny when it first came out, because they were always beeped out before then. I think after then they didn't bother. They just on the TV. But before then it was kind of funny.
The thing about it is, like, with their animation technology, they had to upgrade for the movie. So they just kind of kept the upgrades for the show.
Okay.
So,
It's a great movie and really a great musical. The actual music numbers are solid, you know. It's kind of like that, and the whole Satan and it's great. Satan and Saddam Hussein is amazing.
Waving a goddamn dildo around.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Anyway,
and honestly, Brian Boitano, the Brian Boitano song is still like I genuinely listen to that sometimes.
I like all of the songs. Anyway, over to you.
Okay, so my next thing was a film me and my friends actually started watching, intending, similar to with Brink. We watched it and we were like, this is gotta be awful. This has got to be something, because we'd all watched it in the past and we assumed that it was good because of nostalgia. And that film is George of the Jungle. And boy, God, how wrong we were. That film is actually just really good.
Yeah.
It's got some amazing, fourth wall breaks.
Yeah.
For example, there's a bit where the narrator, because there's a narrator that the characters interact with, the narrator just goes, George is trying to seduce this woman that's she got lost in the jungle and he found her. He's trying to seduce her, and the narrator, he gets advised to take her to the most romantic location he can, and the narrator goes, later on at a really expensive waterfall set.
Oh, nice. I really like George of the Jungle. I think it's a great film. Brendan Fraser is amazing in it as well. And just all the actors too. There was that guy that eventually went on to play Sandman. You know, he's the villain of the piece. He went on to play Sandman in this Spider-Man 3. He's really good in this. And I just love, I like the little asides from the animals, the little asides from the black guy.
The trackers are amazing.
Trackers.
They're just calling out the
trolling
where Lyle, the Thomas Hayden Church, the villain, he trips and falls straight into poo, and they literally just stand there and go, look at the camera and go, bad guy falls into poop. Classical trope of physical comedy. Now we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? And they all lean in and go.
It's a very meta film. But it was doing it before Deadpool, say.
Yeah.
But with comedy, there's an old tradition of breaking the fourth wall in comedy films, isn't there? So it kind of makes more sense. However, really good. Really, he looked the part. George of the Jungle was never better presented. That is a great transfer of what was an old, 60s cartoon series into a modern film. And it's on Disney Plus.
Warning though, the opening credits. One of my friends is epileptic, and the opening credits has some very gratuitous flashing strobe effects.
I didn't
and she had
realise.
to sit away for that.
Dear.
So
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a bit of warning. It's on Disney Plus as well, so that's
Yeah.
worth knowing. Yeah, I always liked George of the Jungle. I haven't seen it in years, but I remember it quite distinctly. It's just one of those perfect films.
Yeah.
There's really nothing wrong with it. It's just really entertaining and charming and funny, right? Okay, so my next one is a recent animation series you and I watched a little while ago. But funny enough, I've just noticed ads for it on terrestrial TV, so it reminded me of it, which was I don't know the title, but it's the new Harley Quinn animated series. I think
It's just Harley Quinn, the animated series.
right? It's adults only. It is not for kids.
Very gratuitously violent.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's gratuitously violent and lots of very sweary and innuendos about Batman. Harley Quinn's constantly making innuendos about Batman, but it is very funny.
Yeah.
The way she interacts with Batman is super funny too.
Yeah.
Because Batman's all serious, but
Characterizations
she's
are brilliant. Batman's like his classical serious self, weirdly voiced by the same person he was in Batman the Brave and the Bold, Diedrich Bader.
Oh, wow.
And Harley is voiced by Kaylee Cuoco. I can't remember how to pronounce that.
Cuoco.
Penny from Big Bang Theory.
Great job as well, right? Great job.
Yeah,
now,
it's really
I've seen
well
other Harley Quinns recently, and they are annoying, but she does a great job. And it's her interaction. She makes friends with Poison Ivy. She gets this weird gang around her. And my favourite in her gang is Clayface, who acts like a pretentious actor. So
Well,
every
that's
time...
kind of Clayface's actual backstory.
Okay, well, it is really funny. They really amp it up to 11. The only way they could have been better if they'd somehow got Patrick Stewart to do the voicing. But the guy they got is really good.
Alan Tudyk.
Oh, it's Alan... No, is it? Is it Alan Tudyk?
Yeah.
I thought he did one of the others. Okay.
He's also Joker, but...
Okay. That's what... Yeah, he does the Joker. Yeah, I didn't realise he did Clayface. I knew he did the Joker. I didn't... Oh, man. Anyway, great series. It's funny. It's kind of action-packed. The funny is the best bit of it, really. It's stuff like... There's little interactions where, for some reason, Batman saves Harley Quinn, but then he has to get her to a place, and they kind of swoop down on a rope, you know, the way Batman does, and puts it down. And Harley Quinn goes, "Oh, that was so cool. Can we do it again?" And Batman's like, "No." There's all that kind of stuff. Batman. Oh, and also Commissioner Gordon's like a nut.
Commissioner Gordon's like
fruitcake.
manically like paranoid. Like he's so stressed out by his job.
And he's freaked out. His marriage is like falling apart, and he's kind of and he's just he kind of calls Batman to try and talk to him as a friend, and Batman does not have any of it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of funny.
It's so funny.
It is really good. Try and catch it. Anyway, back to you. Your last one.
Okay, so my last one, and I couldn't really put this anywhere else because I started playing it and I was like, I played this ages ago on a different console, and it was fun. But then I sat here and I put 150 hours during this quarantine into it.
Hell.
So yeah, Monster Hunter World kind of has to take my top spot in good. Because it's just so much fun. Like,
you showed it to me. It looks great as well, right?
Yeah. I'm still convinced you'd enjoy it if you try a different weapon.
Maybe. I did try it, and it just didn't feel like my kind of thing. I've been playing other types of games lately, and I'm much more engrossed in those. So it might be when I get bored of those, I'm going to give it another try. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes I try a game, do not like it, or just don't feel it, and put it down, and then I will go back to it and enjoy it. So it might happen. And I kind of believe, that it's really good, because I like similar games. I'm trying to think of something similar, like I don't know, it's not quite like Dante's Inferno. It's not quite the same, is it? But you know, where you're facing big monsters and sorting them out, and I always like dynamics where you're building things and creating new versions of weapons, which has got all of that. So it's got all the elements I like there.
Yeah, and especially with the more recent updates and the expansion, like this is genuinely one of the few things where I think the term expansion is warranted, because it's huge. They almost doubled the amount of monsters in the game.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of God of War, the newest God of War. in some ways
Yeah,
as well,
I
which
can believe that.
again I like quite a bit. So I'm
Yeah,
not quite
so-
sure. I've just got to give it another go sometime. I think.
Yeah, for those who haven't played it, the title kind of says it all. You hunt monsters. This surprises everyone, but that's what you do. You just hunt monsters. And the overall premise is, your characters have come to this new land. They're researching the monsters, and to do that, you have to kill them 8,000 billion times.
Nice.
Over and over until you make the nicest bits of armor, and eventually you rank up and yada 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 yada. It's got really good gameplay. It looks really pretty. I've been playing it on my PC, so it's looked a lot better than when I played it on my PS4. Nothing against PS4s. It was fun, and it was way easier to get my friends on the PS4 than PC because everyone could run it. Like that. So.
Okay, cool. All right, that sounds good. Right, my last one. It's a movie. I'm not sure you've seen this one, Sam. Called Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell. It's kind of a Western horror, sci-fi-ish almost in ways. I'd say horror, Western horror. It's really good. It's got a slow dramatic beat to it, so it's like a drama. It starts like a drama. And then things escalate, and these guys have to go rescue this woman. And they start encountering these weird Native Americans who are basically avoided by all the other Native Americans. And it's...
Are they zombies?
No. But they are different and weird and odd. They've got their own weird culture. In some ways, they remind me a bit of the weird tribe in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. That's a callback, right? They're kind of a bit like that. They cover themselves in like white paint or something, so they look quite distinctive. And it's the level of violence is unbelievably grim in the last half. But Kurt Russell, all the actors are really good. Kurt Russell's really good. It's kind of emotionally engaging as well. It's kind of a horror film, but I'd say it's not scary, more like graphic is what it's about. It's more like a very tense drama with some action that's very intense in the last third. So up to the first 2/3 is like a Western drama, and it's really good and exciting, and it's kind of a thriller, so it's good and exciting. But there is some unbelievably explicit graphic gore in the last bit, so just be warned. However, really solid film, really good, well made. Good to see a Western, and such a good Western as well. I really enjoyed it. So that's it. So that's this comfy chair. So what are we in? We're in May, right? So we'll try and do one in 3 or 4 weeks. We'll try and watch some movies, read some books, play some games, and we'll be back with more next time. So, okay, I think that winds it up there. So bye from me.
Bye.
Thank you.